Hi everyone, this is Gracie from the Dig team, and this is the first video in our Dig Data tutorial series. And we'll be starting in part 1 here, where we're going to be finding and downloading some spatial and temporal data sets from some online government portals, and I'm going to walk you through that. So, uh, everything that we're going to cover in these tutorial videos is going to be adapted from the Dig It Data tutorial worksheet, which is linked in the description, and I'm just going to be highlighting some of the most important topics from this worksheet so that you can have a reference to look at when you want to go and do this yourselves. And so we're going to start with this section here, downloading data from a weather station in the GCHDN portal. And so first we're going to click on this link here, which will take us to our first database, which is the Global Historical Climatology Network, which is run by NOAA and NCEI. And what we're going to do is download some temperature records from this portal, collected, at thousands of weather stations across the country. Okay, so for this tutorial, we're going to be downloading data from a single weather station. And if we look here at the available data summary, we can see that these files for each station are available as text files with one file per station. And so for this tutorial, what we're going to want to do is click on the Climate Data Online access method, which will take us to a really user-friendly portal. So I'm going to click that. And what I'm going to do first is select the dataset type that I want. So for this exercise, we're going to get the daily summary. So each measurement will correspond to 1 day's temperature for the station. And then for the date range, I'm going to try and get a pretty long date range so that we can look at kind of the climatological trends at our weather station. And so for this exercise, we're going to put our first date as 1950. Put that as January 1st, 1950. And then we will just do that until the end of 2023. And so I will go to December 31st of 2023. And then after I have selected the dates in the calendars, I will click Apply. And now this field should reflect the dates that we chose. And then we want to search for an individual station, so we'll make sure that we still say station. And for this, I'm going to choose the Seattle Airport Station. So we can just search Seattle Airport and click the search button. What will happen next is you will go to this page where there's a map showing a map of all the relevant stations that matched your search query, and then there is a menu on the left-hand side that shows you a list of all the stations. And once I find the airport or station that I'm looking for, here's mine, Seattle-Tacoma Airport, what I can do is click Full Details, which is here underneath with a little eye icon. I'm going to click that link, and it's going to take me to a summary page detailing some metadata and information about my station. So we can see the name, the ID in the network, latitude and longitude location, and then here we can see that the data at this station started in 1948 and it goes through about 3 days ago to October 27th, 2024. And so when you're using this portal, you can explore some more of the metadata here and see what types of data are collected at this station. And for this exercise, I just want to make sure that we have air temperature here. And I see that we have that. So what I'm going to do now is click the back button to go back to my map portal. And to actually download the data, I'm going to click this orange Add to Cart button. next to the station that I want to download. So I will click Add to Cart, and I will get a little notice at the bottom that it was added to my cart, and now you can see in my cart on the right hand side of the screen there is one item. So to download this, we kind of have to go through a checkout process. So I'm going to click View all the items in my cart. And then the first page we're going to go to is about cart options. And so we want to make sure that the data that we download from this portal is something we can use in like Excel or Google Sheets. And so a PDF summary, which is the default, is not super ideal for that. So we want to get something that's tabular. And so what I want us to do is make sure that we have selected the CSV, comma separated value format. And so that's the second one here. I'm going to make sure that blue dot next to it is clicked. The date range should be the one that we specified in our search query. And so we can see here it's 1950 to the end of 2023. And then just review that you have the appropriate station selected in your cart. So yes, I have the Seattle Tacoma Airport. I'm going to then click Continue. And it will take us to the station's detail and data flag options. We want to make sure that we are including the station name. So that will be included in every data entry in our file. We can keep the units as standard, so that will make sure that our temperatures are reported in Fahrenheit, which is a little bit easier for us to interpret. And then we can add custom output here. And so these are all of the data variables that are collected at this station. And so for this exercise, I'm only going to include air temperature. So I'm going to check that box next to it. And once I've checked air temperature, I'm going to click Continue. Then this last page is a little summary of everything that we just specified about what we want our data to include and what format we want it in. And so just make sure when you look at this, you see that your data set is daily summaries. So we'll have one temperature value for each day. It starts in 1950, ends in 2023. We have it as a .csv value. And then the data types here for temperature will be T-average, T-max, and T-minimum. So the average daily temperature, the maximum daily temperature, and the minimum daily temperature. Our custom flag should be the station name. We'll make sure our units are standard. And then again, lastly, making sure we still have the right station that we want. So I have the Seattle Airport. That all looks great. And so the way that we actually download and get our hands on this data is by entering our email here. So I will put my UC Santa Cruz email here, verify the address, and then click Submit Order, and in a few minutes we'll get a confirmation email that our data request went through, and then maybe a minute or two after that you will get an email with a link to download your data. And so once you've entered your email address, just be sure to actually click the Submit Order button in orange. Once that has gone through, you'll get sent to this landing page, which a green check mark, hopefully, that says your request was submitted, and we will get an email link shortly. Alright, it has been a few minutes, and now I have received my email from NCEI that my order is complete. And so what I want to do to get this file is to look at this blue box in the middle under Order Details, and where it says File and there is a hyperlinked Download button, I will just click that and it will download to my system's download folder. Okay, so once I've clicked the download button from that email, I can check my downloads folder and see that I now have a file with my data request confirmation number as the title, and can open that to make sure that we got everything that we wanted. So what I'm going to do to make that happen, I'm going to open Google Sheets. So I'm going to go to my Google Drive. I'm going to click and drag the file and upload it to my Google Drive. And once it's opened, I can click the preview and see that I have my station name, the date column, which shows that it starts in 1950, each row is a new day, and then I have my temperature values next to it, so I have my T maximum and my T minimum for each day. And so now that we have our data downloaded, we can start analyzing it, but we're going to pick up with that in video 3. So thank you for tuning into video 1. In video 2, we're going to be looking at how to access spatial data from some online portals.